Hello, I thought I'd take you through a little bit of a cleanup today. I have some bunch of materials on my desk from my last art journaling day, and I'm making space for this, which is a huge watercolor pad. I have been looking just on Instagram, and what was coming up is artists making giant paintings, watercolor paintings, and it's huge paper. This one is 18 by 24, and my desk is not huge. It will take up most of the space, but wanted to I wanted to make something super large for my watercolor painting, and I have an idea. It came to me kind of in a dream, and has a lot of symbolism behind it, and I want to make space for this big watercolor paper. I haven't actually used watercolor in a pretty long time, so I'm pretty excited to kind of test that out, and watching these people, the artists on Instagram, making these big paintings just looked just super satisfying to me. And so I generally work fairly small, like 9 by 12, and I thought this might be kind of fun veer off the road for me. So I'm gonna do a little bit of cleanup here, and I thought I'd kind of let you check it out, show you some of my supply drawers that I love, and just kind of put some things away, and then get set up with my giant watercolor paper. I use some of these little clips to kind of hold down my pages as they bend when they dry. Works kind of nicely. Sometimes I wonder, should I keep some of these little pieces that I call just kind of fails? I'm not going to use them for anything. Like, do I keep these or toss them? The paper is so nice. I bought this at a specialty paper and pen place, Quill and Nib, in where I live, Des Moines. And I hate to give up the paper. I could always use the back. So for now, I'm going to save this. So I've got this little setup that has like my drawers it's like a rolling cart for all my supplies. And I ordered, this one's downstairs. It has some colored pencils I was working on while watching some movies. This one's got pencils and brushes. I'll do a little close-up for you as well. I love these. This one is from Blick, and this one has my calligraphy setup. It has some bigger spaces for like India ink, and little containers for India ink. And then this top one I got off of Amazon, and it has like a lot of spaces for just like little pieces, so they don't go flying around my art studio. I can keep track a little bit better. I love these drawers. I actually put these little library tags on, like from a library card catalog, and I saw Unexpected Gypsy has the same rolling cart, and then her and her husband put these on, and I thought, I love how those look. Like, I have to have those. So I do love these drawers. I feel like I'm filling them up already, though I might need a few more soon. So here's my desk. It's kind of shaping up a little bit better. I've got some supplies from when I was working on, oh, this goes over here. When I was working on my art journaling, those can kind of go on the side here. These can be put back. I'm not going to use this for watercolor immediately anyway. So some of these supplies, we're going to find a little place for them. I've got places. So let's find some little areas to put these little supplies away. I've got some already designated spots. So like, here's my little tags on each drawer. And scissors, looks like that's kind of with the knives and scissors, palette knives, scissors. And then I have some pencils. Pencil's really cool. I really like this one. It doesn't have wood part to it, wood casing. And so you get more for your money, but also I like the weight of them as well. I always forget which drawer they go in. Here they are. And there's one too that comes, one of the pencils comes with like a watercolor pencil. So it's like a pencil. Oh yeah, this blue one, kind of blue tinted. It's kind of cool because then you can use it like watercolor and graphite at the same time. I love these little blending stumps. And I I picked up at Blick last time I was there in another city. We don't have one where I am, but these little blending stumps, I love these. And these three, these are super old. These, like that big giant one, and then these two little ones were actually my dad's. And also, this is my dad's old drawing pencil, so is this. I think that's about it, but he was an artist and kind of took after him as a kid, and definitely as an adult, and it's kind of my inspiration. Okay, we're going for calligraphy markers. I cannot remember where I put those. Oh, they're right here, never mind. A little set of calligraphy markers and some pens here. These gel pens are great to journal with. These Sharpie S gel. I absolutely love those when you're just like free writing. I have up here, I love this drawer. This one is like a little thicker, so I ordered that on Blick, and you can see it kind of just stands on top of this other one. Not perfectly, but it lines up for the most part here. Just gives it like a little, has like a little area here where it is not attached, but just sits on top, which is totally fine for me and my needs. So we're gonna put away our India ink. There's some other India ink too that I don't use a lot at all. This one's blue. This white one is absolutely useless to me. I tried it on black paper, it didn't even show up. These little containers to hold the India ink. I have a couple of these calligraphy pen holders, which I really love. And I just bought these on Amazon and Blick, honestly. I have not tried that nib yet, which I need to do soon. So just a few things. Oh, little container of nibs. Probably just throw that right there. I also purchased these little containers. I'm not sure why. I had an idea a while ago to use these for something with calligraphy. For the life of me, I cannot remember at all. And then I have this brush pen that's almost like too big for the space. It has to go diagonal, and I hate to mess that little tip up, but I think it's just a necessary evil. So it is what it is. And then, yeah, these little pieces don't fit so hot. I'm wondering if they can go somewhere else, or I might have to find a new space. Maybe, I don't know, it's like my catch-all drawer. Hot glue and strings. We might need to make hot glue, strings, and container space, which I'll be okay with. And then my palette for, excuse me, my palette for oils, I'm sorry, acrylics. And I don't use oils, but oils keep coming up into my, in my feed, and other people using them, and on Procreate brushes. Like, do I get into oils? I've done oils before. not my favorite. I'm not fantastic at oils, and I find it frustrating a little bit, but I think it's just I didn't do a great job in college, but I prefer acrylics and watercolor. This is stencils and ephemera. It's not really standing up very well. I have to glue that in. So I have just like a catch-all, and these are my papers, like just extras I hate to throw away. And so I think that's where these are going. Even these little pieces I hate to get rid of. I'm not that person who keeps everything for years and years, but I think, you know, like I feel like I could reuse some of those items. I'm going to throw those in here. Reuse. I've got my marbling papers. Throw those in, and kind of wanted to save these extra papers. I can always chop them up and cut them up and use them for something else. And then my watercolor paper, I'm just going to throw the palette in there just because it's a flat space, a flat area. So I really like these. I have my gouache set that I actually really love. I might break out here shortly. We'll see. I haven't used watercolor in a long time. But yeah, that's my little setup. Some of the drawers, probably take you through a little bit more. So I have some of these brushes to put away. I use these for oil, except for this one. This is Rosemary & Co. I buy Rosemary & Co. From England. I have them brought over, or in the mail, and they are my absolute favorite brushes, and they get their own little watercolor shelf, and I'll pull out eventually some watercolor brushes that I like to use. I actually keep this one, it's just my junk one, and it's for just grabbing colors out of the palette so I can mix, but I kind of use this to scrub. And so I kind of keep that one out. These brushes, I just got these on Amazon, and they're really for small acrylics. So I don't care really what happens to those. I have just a little bit of a set here. Just throw those back in, and then, yeah, so I'll keep this one out. And then my super long brush. This is from downstairs, actually, where I have another little studio. This won't fit in, so for right now, yeah, I don't really know where to put this, but we will maybe just put it kind of behind. Hopefully I won't forget about it, but at least it's out of the way. And my Rosemary & Co. brushes, I can kind of just take a few from here or bring the tray, but what I'm going to be using, what I'm going to be creating is going to be really fairly large. So I might grab some of these bigger, I put that one away, but I might grab some of these bigger brushes just to begin with, and then eventually move to some of those smaller brushes. So the brushes that I grabbed, some of these are synthetic, some are natural brushes, but this one, cat's tongue. I used to love to paint with that cat's tongue. I love the little tip, but it holds a lot of paint. And this one is, I think it's a, yeah, sable brush, Rosemary. All these are from Rosemary & Co. And I tend to actually like the synthetic better, which I hate to say that, but yeah, pure sable, another one. But I feel like the natural ones kind of lose their, tip, and then also they like shed a little bit sometimes. So I kind of like the natural ones. Yeah, that one's just my mixing. And this one's a little bigger. Oh, this one, yeah, this was Anna Mason by Rosemary & Co. I love Anna Mason. And just a pointed brush, yeah. Doesn't have like specific on it, just a rounded tip or pointed tip. So those are the brushes I kind of start out with. And my watercolor palette is just one of these that I created like my own set. So I really love doing that, just buying my own watercolors and not having like just a regular set, but just those little half pans, being able to fill those up on my own. All right, so let's see if we have enough room on the desk for big watercolor paper. We definitely do. let's see, this is gonna have to get folded back, but I'm super excited. I might actually tear that front page off. We'll see. We'll see how that goes. But when they shipped this, it had its own box with packing. I ordered it from Amazon with those plastic bubble giant stuffers that they put in there to protect the corners, and they did a really good job because this paper is not incredibly cheap. So I thought I would just kind of test it out, and we'll kind of see what we think about giant paper. I'm excited. My idea for my big painting on here is a dream that I had. You know, it's Year of the Snake. We have just a couple days left, and going into the Year of the Fire Horse, we've been shedding. I don't know about you. A lot of people are like me, where we've been kind of moving from our old selves, old version of ourselves, into a new version of ourselves. And that's definitely been happening to me. I feel like every 2 weeks, I am a new version, a different version, a better version of myself. And I actually had a Reiki healer that I used to go to, and we still go back. She was awesome, but she told me every 2 weeks, you're going to have a new version of yourself. And I thought, no, I'm fine. Like, I don't change that much that fast. And I absolutely did this year. So it's been kind of a wild ride. But what came to me in a dream was a giant queen ant coming out of my windowsill in my bedroom. It was just like this glimpse. And I know, you know, as symbolism, queen ants are, you know, they're leaders, and they work diligently kind of in the background, and they're just working for their goal, for the greater, you know, the greater purpose, and they're leading, and they take action constantly, and they're diligent about it and determined, and they're dedicated. And I thought those things had been kind of coming up for me, where I was kind of sick for several weeks with pneumonia, and I really felt like I wouldn't feel good enough to get back to working on my art and all the things that I have going on, posting on Instagram, making Procreate. I have 2 goals on Procreate. One is to make a recipe book collection, illustrations for recipes, and that takes time. And then I also have taking my art journaling and using that as inspiration for collections, for surface pattern designs. And then I have my art journaling just alone that I like to create and take those, you know, eventually. It's kind of 2 birds, 1 stone kind of thing, where I use my art journaling as inspiration for my surface pattern designs. And then I want to watercolor, and then I have YouTube. So it's all these things where I thought, do I just, you know, give up, or do I persevere and just keep going? And when you don't feel good, you know, and it's lasting for a long time, you get into that headspace. But I am definitely out of that and into, you know, action mode again, and had a slow down period. But the queen ant coming out of the corner of the windowsill window is a symbolism for a threshold. And it's kind of like, you know, my dream, I woke up and, you know, thought about it and the symbolism, and I thought, is this dream telling me, you know, is this kind of symbolism for I can go through the threshold, I can go through that window if I am diligent, if I am determined and dedicated, like a queen ant would be. And so I took that as motivation to get, you know, get myself into gear so I can be creating more and go for my dreams and goals, which I have several. So I thought, might as well make it big, right? Go big or go home, I guess. And I've been, I've been wanting to work large and get some details. And so I'm really excited to kind of take you through this journey. I have a feeling I'll incorporate some asymmetric calligraphy in this as well, maybe some writing. I might create a poem to go along with it. I haven't been led in that direction just yet. I've kind of in the early stages of just thinking and planning about, you know, what I want to create, and then go intuitively from that point. So I'm excited to take you on my large painting journey. Something else too that I thought about and I ordered, it did not pan out, was a projector. I think I might try another one too. I don't like to spend my time just drawing. I get the basics down for an ant, a queen ant, something like that. But when it comes to like florals or animals, I like to get the basic trace down. So it's just one more thing I don't really have to think about. And typically they're from my own images. If not, I get them from a free source like Pixabay. And I tried a projector that I ordered this morning and I could not get it to connect with my phone, but I kind of got excited about it because then I can project onto this this big piece. I might not need it, but it came in handy. I really enjoyed having it I really enjoyed like doing like a trace down when I used my 9x12 watercolor paper, and I used kind of the old school transfer method, almost like a carbon copy situation. So we'll see how it goes, and I might turn it into a little bit of an abstract piece as well. We'll just see where it takes me. I like to work very intuitively. So we'll see, we'll find out what happens on the journey together.